Elise Jorgens. I'm the Provost and Academic Vice President of the College of Charleston. President George Benson is unable to be here to officiate at your graduation today because his own son is graduating this morning from the University of Georgia. And I think all of you, everybody here, parents and students alike, will appreciate just how important it was for him to be there. He's asked me to stand in for him this morning, which of course I am pleased to do, and to bring you his greetings. So welcome to the Cistern Yard. I'm particularly pleased to welcome the many family members, friends, and guests who are here today to celebrate the accomplishments of these terrific students. I'd like to give a special welcome to Congressman Henry Brown and his family, who are here to celebrate his grandson's graduation from the college. The College of Charleston has a very rich history. It was founded in 1770 by a group of men that included 3 future signers of the Declaration of Independence and 3 future signers of the U.S. Constitution. We have been educating students on these hallowed grounds since 1785. The first true college commencement ceremony was in 1794. So you, our graduates of 2008, are participating in a lengthy tradition as you join over 200 years worth of College of Charleston graduates. A few things about our ceremony, though, are at least relatively new. We begin today's events with our national anthem, which was not a part of this ceremony in the early years. It wasn't even composed until 1812, 18 years after that first commencement ceremony. We will be led by 2 of our graduating seniors, Carina Gerscovich and Laurel Schultz. Carina and Laurel, would you please stand for the national anthem?
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming on the rockets that climb the bombs bursting.
Should be extremely proud of what you have accomplished here at the college. Our programs are rigorous and demanding. Your efforts have earned you a very valuable degree. Graduates, I know you got to this point mostly on your own, but credit should also go to your family and friends. The support system they provide plays a critical role in the educational process. So I would like to ask all the parents, grandparents, spouses, and other family and friends of the graduates to stand so our students and faculty can thank you. Each of you has made a unique contribution. Each of you is a member of our College of Charleston family. I'm sure that at some point in this weekend, if not before, you've taken your family and friends around the campus to show them the College of Charleston. But it's likely that you pointed out the wrong things. The college is not Randolph Hall, Addlestone Library, the Cistern Yard, or any of the other buildings on campus. The college is its people, students, faculty, staff, but especially its graduates. Our alumni have made a remarkable impact on our world. Each class that exits through Porter's Lodge faces its own unique set of challenges. Some graduates faced war, the Great Depression, or personal tragedies. Others were confronted by the technological and cultural transformations of the Industrial Revolution, the struggle for civil rights, or the growing pains of the emerging global marketplace. It was not the best of times, it was not the worst of times, but it was their time. Since 1961, many of our graduates have answered the call to promote peace and well-being in communities far from home as members of the Peace Corps. This year, 25 College of Charleston students and alumni joined the 2008 class of Peace Corps volunteers. That's a single-year record for the college. And our commencement speaker, Ron Tschetter, director of the Peace Corps, will tell us more later about the involvement of our alumni in the Peace Corps. In similar fashion, many of you have demonstrated your strong commitment to activism and humanitarianism in your time at the college. This year, you, our students, raised over $100,000 in just 2 events. $42,000 at the dance marathon for MUSC's Children's Hospital, double the amount raised last year, and $60,000 for the Habitat for Humanity Blitz Build. You've had significant success with community service projects, such as the MLK Challenge that helps our local community. And the One campaign has raised public awareness about disease and global poverty. Your work in these areas is truly inspirational. As you leave this beloved campus, do so with the utmost confidence. Your classmates and your faculty will always be with you. Moreover, you walk in the footsteps of greatness. Here are just a few of your notable predecessors. Robert Mills, class of 1800, was the architect of the Washington Monument. John C. Fremont, class of 1836, the great pathfinder, was the first senator from California and the first Republican presidential candidate. Skipping up to the 20th century, Burnett Maybank, class of 1919, was a U.S. senator from South Carolina and a pivotal force in our recovery from the Great Depression. And of course, when you live in Charleston, the Maybank name is very familiar. Arthur Ravenel, another familiar name, class of 1950, was a U.S. congressman and the namesake of our beautiful Cooper River Bridge. Jim Edwards, class of 1950, was the governor of South Carolina, U.S. Secretary of Energy, and president of MUSC. Glenn McConnell, class of 1969, president pro tem of the State Senate and still blazing trails in the General Assembly. And our Linda Locklear, class of 1973, was the first Native American woman to appear before the U.S. Supreme Court. They were prepared to succeed, and they did. You are prepared to succeed, and you will. It is true that as you graduate today, you move into a weak U.S. economy, a housing market that is in disarray, an energy crisis that is affecting all of us, and a lingering war in Iraq. Sorry, reality check. But there are many, many positive and hopeful signs as well. We have a strengthening global economy, promising biotech breakthroughs, and a growing worldwide concern for protecting our environment, and I know you will help out with all of those things. So it's not the best of times, it's not the worst of times, but it is your time. Walk through that gate and change our world. Now I'd like to introduce our commencement speaker for today. Ron Tschetter graduated from Bethel University in Minnesota in 1963. From 1966 to 1968, he and his wife Nancy served as Peace Corps volunteers. Mr. Tschetter became the 17th director of the Peace Corps in September of 2006. As Peace Corps director, he has traveled around the globe, observing volunteers' work, attending Peace Corps anniversary events, and meeting with government officials in host countries. It is my great pleasure to present our commencement speaker, Mr. Ronald Tschetter.
Thank you, Dr. Jorgens. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning. Members of the Board of Directors, Board of Trustees, I guess is the proper word, distinguished faculty and staff, honored guests, particularly parents and relatives of the graduates, ladies and gentlemen, but most importantly, graduates of the College of Charleston class of 2008. All right. As I said, it is truly an honor, and I thank you for the opportunity to be here to share with you this morning and to participate in this a very special day in your lives. You've overcome adversity and fear, fatigue, financial hardships. That's the family, I think, not the graduates. Late night cram sessions, distractions, discouragements, but you hung in there. My heartfelt congratulations, graduates, to that commitment and to that success. The more to the point of why I'm here today, however, I want to congratulate the College of Charleston. This school for me is a very special place. Since the beginning of the Peace Corps 47 years ago, 133 students from this college have been Peace Corps volunteers. That includes 19 students who are currently serving and the 25 that are coming into the Peace Corps in the very near future. I'll get back to that in just a moment. But this school is the #1 producing school for Peace Corps volunteers in South Carolina. Thank you for that. I can truly tell you that it's an honor to be here today as your commencement speaker. I really feel that this university and the people I've met here in my 24 hours since I've arrived is the core of what the Peace Corps is all about as well. I'm speaking to supporters of the Peace Corps, understanders of the Peace Corps, and the College of Charleston and the Peace Corps have been longtime partners in making the world a better place to live through the service of our volunteers. Graduates, life is calling. How far will you go to make a difference? As you begin this new journey in your life, keep in mind that success in the eyes of the world is really good, and I wish you the best in that area. But at the end of the day, what really will matter is the difference you're going to make in the lives of others. I leave that with you. I thank you for the privilege of being here to share with you. Congratulations again. May God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you so much for being with us, Ron, and thank you for the important work you do on our behalf and all of America. At this morning's ceremony, we have 4 perfect 4.0 GPA graduates. Would each of you please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all names are called. And again, please hold your applause until all of our perfect 4.0 students are standing. Taylor Livingston in anthropology from Newberry, South Carolina. Leanne Marcatulli in psychology from Ramsey, New Jersey. Mary Minas in international business and French, double major, from Aiken, South Carolina. and Kathleen Carol Rogers in Classics and English from Franklin, Tennessee. Congratulations. The Bishop Smith Award is the highest honor a student can receive during his or her career at the College of Charleston. Recipients of the award are chosen on the basis of demonstrated leadership and academic excellence. I am pleased to announce that at a recent ceremony, the Bishop Smith Award was presented to 3 outstanding students from this year's class. They are Whitney Hinds from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Whitney is graduating magna cum laude and will also be recognized in a moment as president of the Student Government Association. I guess I should have said, please stand up when your name is called. Oh, there she is. I'm sorry. That's okay. You can wait to applaud. But Matthew McClellan from Fork, South Carolina. Catherine or Kaylee Rogers from Lexington, South Carolina. Would you please, all right, they're standing. Whitney is graduating with a major in English and Arts Management. Matthew is graduating with a major in Communication. And Kaylee is graduating with a major in Political Science. Each received a plaque and a check for $500. Hooray!
Thank you, Dr. Jorgens. I'm sorry about the pronunciation there. Not a lot of Polish people in Charleston. We can work on it, though. First of all, I would like to thank all of my constituents who voted me into office. Seeing as it was an uncontested election, I'm proud to say that at least 250 of you preferred me to the idea of absolutely nobody. It's truly an honor, thank you. That being said, I was a bit reluctant to speak in front of y'all today, but eventually I got over that guilt and realized I may as well go on with it. But I didn't know where to start. I remember that in high school speech class, just like any high school speech class, my teacher always recommended to start your speech with an exciting quote. So I did what any kid in my situation would do and consulted the ultimate source of knowledge, Google. It took me, naturally, to www.quotegarden.com. I found this quote from Richard Halliburton. Just about a month from now, I'm set adrift with a diploma for a sail and lots of nerve for the oars. Touching, isn't it? Are we all ready to go now? Do we feel enlightened after sowing the magical seeds of the quote garden? Neither do I. Then I went on to the next quote, but I realized it was from a magician. And as a good friend once told me upon entering the college, there are 2 types of people in the world that you should not trust: magicians and men in bow ties. And I do realize that I'm wearing a bow tie right now. I wrote this speech about a month ago, which put me in kind of an awkward predicament yesterday when I picked up my suit and realized I had a bow tie. But let's just try to forget about that. But anyways, it was at this point that I realized that my problem lied deeper than a simple search for a commencement quote. Far too often we try to tell our lives through so many of these arbitrary quotes, searching Google for inspiration, when instead we should be finding it ourselves. We join social causes through Facebook and MySpace, maintaining a clear line of separation between ourselves and personal responsibility. We text message our friends when we could just as well call them or maybe even speak to them in person. Don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting abandoning technology because we have indeed gained so much. For instance, if it were not for Wikipedia, I may have never realized that I was going to quote someone who pays their bills pulling rabbits out of hats. The point is that our generation's potential lies in our ability to tread the very thin line between our use of technology and our reliance on it. If we can get past that, there are endless possibilities. And they all start today. So stop making Facebook friends and say hello to a stranger. Instead of Googling something, try to find the answer yourself. And remember, turn on your privacy settings on Facebook so your new boss doesn't see you pictures of, doing cake stands and whatnot. I'd just like to make one more announcement. I'm pleased to announce that the class of 2008 has made a special gift to the college. A monetary contribution will be made to a fund that supports student scholarships, building improvements, and the reputation of our alma mater. Seniors made pledges in memory of or in honor of individuals that supported their education at the college. Our senior class has raised over $33,738, actually pledged, I apologize, the most ever by a senior class at the college. So far, only $7,505.25 has been collected, so we got a little way to go. But let's get it moving, guys. But many thanks to everyone in the class who made the donation, and we've really set the bar for next year's class. Thank you.
Members of the Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, guests, and fellow graduates. This year is an important one for the College of Charleston and our world. In 2007-2008, we acknowledge a presidential election season unlike any other in our nation's history. The bicentennial of the abolishment of the slave trade, the 40th anniversary of the desegregation of our college, and the accomplishments of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., 40 years after his death in 1968. The number 40 is often associated with the fulfillment of promises, and in 2008, we had the opportunity to fulfill our own promise as we enter into the next chapter of our lives. As the currents of destiny swirl around us, we cannot remain idle while the tide of complacency washes away the dreams of the men and women that came before. It is now our time to assume the mantle of leadership and create the world that we want our children to live in. Graduating beside us today may be a teacher, a scientist, or the future President of the United States. But if we are to succeed in creating positive change, we must not rely on a few to answer the charge. Within each of us lies the power to alter the course of history and light a candle in the darkness of poverty, inequity, and the protection of human rights. During my time at the College of Charleston, I have met students that do not simply think that they will change the world. They are changing the world. In the last 6 months alone, 23 of our students traveled to Kenya to construct an orphanage. Students led major environmental initiatives on campus. And as Provost Jorgens mentioned before, our college community raised $60,000 to build a Habitat for Humanity house. And 350 of our students contributed $42,000 to MUSC Children's Hospital. When we entered the College of Charleston as freshmen, we passed under the Greek inscription, "Know thyself," on the gates of Porter's Lodge. As we pass under those same words today, perhaps we have come to know ourselves better in relation to how we might serve others. Congratulations, class of 2008, on your significant achievements. And until we meet again, good luck.
Upon successful completion of all requirements and with the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present the bachelor's degree candidates of 2008. Assisting with the presentation of the bachelor's degrees will be Dr. Susan Catwinkle and Dr. Joy Vandervoort-Cobb, both of the theater department.
Assisting with the graduates from the School of the Arts will be Dean Valerie Morris. For the bachelor's degree in art history, joining us will be Dr. Marion Mazzone, chair of the department. Kenna Rose Black. Megan E. Haviland also meets the requirements for studio art. Ravada Letzer. Charles Edward Mabin II. Natalie N. Nance, cum laude. Meredith P. Nelson. Kelly Elizabeth Nassari. Rebecca K. Olson, cum laude. Bridget Kerr Orty, summa cum laude. Megan M. Rock also meets requirements for communication. Ashley Rettenmeyer, cum laude, also meets the requirements for arts management. Caroline Schell. Erica Schneider, cum laude. Isabel A. Selby. Alyssa A. Sheehan. Anna Marie D. Swad. Christina Tonian. For the bachelor's degree in arts management, joining us will be Professor Scott Shanklin Peterson, director of the program. Christopher C. Atwater. Brittany Rose Ballinger. Jonathan Michael Blaylock. Reagan Elizabeth Blum. Zach Bodtorf. Jessica P. Bauer. Christina Caputo, cum laude. Fotini Rebecca Christofilis, also meets requirements for studio art. Molly Morgan Cole. Sarah Ann Dano. Sarah Forney also meets requirements for studio art. Allison Elizabeth Fortune. Rebecca Foster, cum laude. Brandon Gallagher. Jenna Ashley Gobely. Conrad Guevara, cum laude, also meets requirements for studio art. Jennifer Courtney Heil, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for studio art. Brittany Catherine Engel. Anna Kate Calais. Kendall R. Keir. Elise L. Kong. Stacy Latham, cum laude. Sarah Miles. Ellen Claire Papa. Virginia Perkins, cum laude. Anne Marie Rainking, also meets requirements for communication. Laura Catherine Rogers, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for theater. Megan Seaver. John Alexander Sigmund. Rebecca A. Silberman, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for studio art. Susan Staley, cum laude. JoBeth Steele. Catherine Wakefield Staling, cum laude. Ariel Nalay Stratton. Jade Sullivan. Megan B. Swan. Megan Elizabeth Vukovic. Lindsay Nicole Wells. For the bachelor's degree in Historic Preservation and Community Planning, joining us will be Dr. Robert Russell, director of the program. Matthew Akery, cum laude. Victoria Lynn Brassfield. Mary Virginia Brown also meets requirements for art history. Sophia Rose Camp. Mary Frances Craig. Tipton Cole Falks. Shane David Michael Hall. Leslie Hurd. John Christopher Hunkley. Paul William Hutchinson. Aaron Cantrell James. Allison Jessup. Jamie Lynn Larzalier also meets requirements for art history. Jennifer Morgan Laughlin. Brent Lulier. Miles Litsky. Christine Z. Lumens, cum laude. Julie Marburger also meets requirements for art history. Robert Mollahan Jr., magna cum laude, also meets requirements for political science and the Honors College. Honors College certificates were awarded by Dr. John Newell, Dean of the Honors College, at a separate ceremony yesterday. Sarah J. Nelson, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Nicole T. Pabst. Elizabeth Perkins, also meets the requirements for art history. Rachel B. Pertzel. Melanie E. Reed. Philip Reed, also meets requirements for art history. Lauren Ashley Rice, cum laude. Catherine Mary Schultz. Jennifer Self. Erica Smith, cum laude, also meets the requirements for communication, Honors College. Samuel Hutton Smith. Spencer Allen Straken. Kevin Whitaker. Courtney French Williams, magna cum laude, Honors College. Lindsay Williams, cum laude, Honors College. For the bachelor's degree in music, joining us will be Professor Steve Rosenberg, chair of the department. Robin Alley. David Andrew Buzzle. Wade Davis. Carina L. Gerscovich. Jordan Gravel. Michael G. Hampf. Miles G. Kimbrough. Renee Joaquin Persona Lancaster. Kristen Dawn McCrillis. Zane G. Owens. Jennifer Lauren Rogers. Laurel A. Schultz. Ian Springer. Janelle Shunta Spurgeon. Ryan Terrence Stewart. Andrew David Walker. For the bachelor's degree in studio art, joining us will be Professor John Hull, chair of the department. Christina Nicole Bishop. Jane Buchanan, cum laude. Jody Lee Christian, cum laude, Honors College. Chelsea Elizabeth Korn. Julia Townsend Crawford. Solitaire A. Goldfield. Elizabeth Goulden, cum laude. Ashley Heiser, also meets requirements for Spanish. Karina April Dancer Herrera. Catherine Hinson. Sarah Ann Jansen. Elizabeth McWilliam. Courtney B. Reed, also meets requirements for Spanish. Rebecca Karen Reinhold. Jessica Diane Rogers. Jill Ann Schlickenmeyer. Emily A. Sewell. Kira Rosari Summers. Emily B. Ullman. Irene Virog, cum laude. Sarah Kalani Wharton. Christine Lindsay Wheeler. Mary Caroline Wilkinson, magna cum laude. Caroline E. Wooten. For the bachelor's degree in theater, joining us will be Professor Todd McNerney, chair of the department. Lindsay Beth Alexander. Marie Barker. Morgan Harper Blake. Jessie Buddy, cum laude, also meets requirements for English, Honors College. Molly Suzanne Cox. Candace Rochelle Evanovsky. Mitchell Allen Grant. Eleanor Rayleigh Hollingsworth, cum laude. Reed Whitaker Hopkins. Ememaphon Cassandra Emo. Andrew Jaworski. Kelly Michelle Jewell. Ashley L. Maley, cum laude. Antonio Pellegrino Napo. Kenneth Miles Pittman. Meredith Allison Potter. William Henry Riggs IV. Shelley Alonzo Ryant II. Lindsay Quay Sykes, cum laude, also meets requirements for arts management. Noah Andrew Smith. Charles Starks. Sarah Elizabeth June Tresky. Jessica Denise Williams. Assisting with the graduates from the School of Humanities and Social Sciences will be Dean Cynthia Lowenthal. For the bachelor's degree in anthropology, joining us will be Dr. Maureen Hayes, chair of the department. Mary Diana Francis Antley. Andrew J. Beckham. Walker E. Cobb. Jessica Caroline Cox. Kate Davis. Maria Katarzyna Gierszko. Devin Entmacher, summa cum laude. Patrick Michael Gittard, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Jocelyn Joan Imhoff, also meets requirements for Latin American and Caribbean Studies. Megan Ann Janik, cum laude. Lauren B. Johnson. Catherine Kahneman, summa cum laude. Melissa Melanie Kruger, magna cum laude. Taylor A. Livingston, top honors, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Molly Mariah Lines. Michael W. Main. Latrice Danielle McElveen, cum laude. Virginia McKay, cum laude, also meets requirements for psychology. Jesse Morrison, also meets requirements for classics. Jerry Munden. William Preston Price. Carling Southern. Jasmine A. Utzi. Amanda Bame Wheel. For the bachelor's degree in communication, joining us will be Dr. Brian McGee, chair of the department. Sarah Pleasance Aylesworth. Andrew Amos. Aaron Michelle Ash. Justin Ayers. Sarah Lorraine Baker. David B. Baller. Trevor Baratko. Matthew T. Barfield. Mary Sue Barron. Sarah E. Bass. Stephanie Allison Batt. Kevin D. Beck, also meets requirements for political science. Amanda Nicole Becker, magna cum laude. Melissa L. Biller. Haley Lauren Black. Kevin R. Broom. Edmonds Tennant Brown IV, summa cum laude. Laura Christine Bruns, magna cum laude, Honors College. Owen McLeod Bueller. Madison B. Bush. Valerie Nicole Bird. Carolyn M. Byrne. Catherine A. Cameron. Christopher Blair Campbell. Michaela Card. Elizabeth B. Carroll. Megan Q. Cashin. Hunter Dixon Chipley. Gervais Teresa Casedo. Ashley Sue Krantz. Christina Marie Sissel. Benjamin A. Clary. Sarah Catherine Clinkscales. Meredith K. Clote. Marquel Richard Coxum. Daniel Kobiela. Rachel L. Collier. Croy Danielle Cox. Mary McKeever Crawford. Starina Cusack. Katie Michelle Dangerfield. Caitlin Daniels. Jade Marie Davidson. Joseph R. Davies. Ashley Summer Davis. Nancy Elizabeth Davis. Ryan A. Dirth. Lauren K. DeCaro, summa cum laude. Alex Dermer. John W. Dinker. Ashley G. Dorr. Sarah Isabel Dufour, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for studio art. Anna Kristen Dukes, cum laude. Nicole Brittany Duncan. Amanda Tara Dunn Porter. Arthur C. Earls IV. John D. Edwards. Jordan Rachel Feist. Trisha Ann Figueredo. Robert Alexander Flores. Jessica Ann Fogarty. Lindsay Christine Fritz. Kieran Carolyn Fuller. Jeremy John Gaskins. Sarah Gatling, cum laude. Katie N. Gellen. Anna Lauren German. Victoria Renata Getches. Caroline Giles, magna cum laude. Jennifer Ann Glasgow. Jeremy Gold. Jennifer E. Golden. Alexander Golland. Carolina Emily Gomes. Julie Elizabeth Goodman, cum laude. Natalie J. Gordon, cum laude. Jennifer Rachel Goroff, also meets requirements for Spanish. Jessica Lee Gosnell. Alexander Hunter Graham. Carlos Tyrone Hamilton. Jamila Rochelle Harper, also meets requirements for Spanish. Casey Ann Hartnett. Juliana Hassel. Lauren Nicole Hastings. Chelsea Hawker, cum laude. William Caswell Herring. Madison Dale Hall. Timothy Aaron Hoyt. Dana Kauk. Elizabeth Brooke Hurt. Catherine Alice Hundley. Catherine Ann Heath. Kelly Hillier, cum laude. Russell Howard. Allison Lou Hudson. Lily C. Hughes. Melissa Evelyn Chapin Hughes. Mariana Lawson Jenkins. Mariana's diploma is being presented by Professor Marie Barnett. Benjamin Tyler Johnson. Courtney Elise Jones. Dana V. Joseph. Alicia Brooke Kakassi. Susan Mason Kaminari. Summa cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Aaron Keegan. Megan Kelly. Mary Catherine Kennedy, cum laude. Lauren Beth Clayman. Jacqueline Teresa Comar, cum laude. Adam Michael Copley. Rachel Lee Cody. Jillian L. Kramer. Bethany Karen Landy, cum laude. Tasha Lee. Miriam Rose Immershine Levine. Scott Christopher Lewandowski. Alexis Lehman, cum laude. Caitlin Lynch. Clay A. Lynch. Michael Russell Lynn. Genevieve L. Madera. Molly Christine Maguth. Amanda Minoski. Patrick Mansfield. John T. Martin, cum laude. Michael J. Martin. Ryan Madelon. Molly MacArthur, cum laude, Honors College. Matthew Derek McClellan, summa cum laude. Emily Ann McDonough. Marianne Elizabeth McNeely. Katie Jane Micklink. Hillary Millard. Sarah Catherine Miller. Joanna Lucy Mia. Katie Moore. Christina Marie Morris. Catherine Lee Morse. Christina Moscos. Elaine Elizabeth Murray. Rayanna Murray, Honors College. William Edward Musselwhite III. Ilana Navan, cum laude. Bonnie Claire Nelson. Catherine Ann Nemisek. Danielle Nicole Neary. Catherine S. Nyquist. Micah Nichols. Jacob Needing. Sarah Michelle Nicholas. Neil Ludwig Osti. John Panagot. Mary Diane Pardue. Deanna J. Patrick, cum laude. Emily Peck, cum laude. Bridget Pegler. Jessica Lynn Peritzman. Stephanie Perna. Jared Adam Pilchard. Elizabeth Marie Poole. Anna Morgan Prunetta. Megan Ann Ray. Adam Gregory May. Hugh Jordan Reeves. Sheena Lynn Renninger. Alexa Richards, magna cum laude. Patrice Michelle Richardson Scott. Abby E. Riley. Diane Sherwood Robinson, cum laude. Matthew Jeffrey Romagnoli. Julianne E. Rubens, cum laude. Alexandra Rubio. Talia Sagri. Ryan S. Salem. Lauren Mistel Santarone. Stephen G. Sayre. Francis Dorsey Signius. Kayla Scepter. Matthew Lawrence Simeon. Selena Bell Skidmore. Daniel J. Smith. Maytony Smith. Leslie H. Soniet. Whitney L. Sorensen. Shannon Elise Spillane, Honors College. Trevor Stanley. Amanda Ann Stewart. Ashley Sheldon Stokes. Emma Manning Stone. Abigail Strayer. Margaret Landash Stewart, cum laude. Kelly A. Sullivan. Jared Skwierawski. Abby W. Taylor. Kristen Terry. Monica Jade Terry. Lindsay Tyson. Chandler Thomas. Summer Thompson. Allie Marie Tony, cum laude. Catherine L. Toole. Catherine Emma Townell. Sarah A. Turner. Jessica Tyus. Ashley A. Veluzzo. Johanna Desar Van Waveren, also meets requirements for psychology. Anna Pepper Vo. Melissa Dion Walker. Rachel Ward, summa cum laude, Honors College. Kelly B. Wathy. Christopher Richard Weimer. Ashley Lauren Whalen, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Speyer Wilson. Jenny Lee Wong. Glenn Francis Woodrum. Valerie Bell Wright, magna cum laude. Gentry Elizabeth Young. Nancy Jill Youngblood. Mary Claire Ziebert. Mary Claire's diploma is being presented by her grandmother, Dr. Mary Boyd. For the bachelor's degree in English, joining us will be Dr. Patricia Ward, chair of the department. Andrea C. Boyce also meets requirements for secondary education. Anna Laura Browning, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for studio art. Emery Amanda Burgess, cum laude. Cariga Camp. Lindsay Gail Collier. Corin Montez Donahue. Amy DuPont, cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education, Honors College. Joshua Ebach. Mary Hannah Embler, cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education. Shannon M. Emery. Brittany Joyce Farish, cum laude. Matthew W. Foley. Jacqueline Autumn Gardner. Anna Maria Gorman. Audra Hammonds. Bridget Marie Herman, cum laude. Whitney Hinds, magna cum laude. Whitney's diploma is being presented by Dawn Belk, member of the College of the Charleston Board of Trustees. Elizabeth R. Jewett, Honors College. David Johnston. Jennifer Nicole Julian, magna cum laude, Honors College. Anthony J. Lorcella, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for anthropology, Honors College. Christina Marie Laverne, magna cum laude. Laura Teresa Lamond. Daniel Lucan Beck. Marion Patterson McKee, also meets requirements for political science. Holland Rose McManus.
Ashley Rebecca Mabin. Michelle A. Morris. Teresa Murphy. Catherine Lauren Neal. Rhett Waltrin Orvin. Britt Particelli. Tara M. Patrick also meets requirements for philosophy. Jason T. Pope. Nicholas James Porter. Gregory T. Rockwell, cum laude, also meets requirements for philosophy and for the Honors College. Haley Wist. Sarah Elizabeth Rudd. Amy Catherine Sauber. Jordan M. Scarborough. Jordan Ashley Schaus. Crystal Danielle Singleton. Elizabeth Robin Stevenson. Gail Marie Thompson, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Paige Sullivan Tibbetts. Lee E. Torrance also meets requirements for political science. William James Tunstall. Charles Samuel Tyson also meets requirements for political science. Philip Veneziano. Close enough. Caitlin Walsh. Maxwell Clement Worth Schneider. John Scott Tweedy Young also meets requirements for biology. For the bachelor's degree in history, joining us will be Dr. Bernard Powers, representing the department. Patrick Level Alderson. Megan V. Alter, cum laude. Ian N. Bowers. Charles Francis Bradley. Lindsay A. Bransford. William Howell Breary. Ashley Brown also meets requirements for classics. Jeremy Jason Buccalow. Danielle L. Butler. Maria J. Coe. Colin D. Crumpton. Joseph Edward Davenport. Tia Lynn Delaney. Amy Marie Dummerth. Aaron D. Edwards also meets requirements for secondary education. Henry Forrester. Christopher Friend Fryermood. Justin Gadsden. Justin's diploma is being presented by his father, Frank Gadsden, member of the College of Charleston Board of Trustees. James M. Gowell. Robert George. Alex Gray. Eugene Daniel Guyton. Thomas Graham Haley. William John Harris II. Casey A. Hayes. Mallory W. Hitchcock, cum laude, also meets requirements for political science and the requirements for the Honors College. Natasha Hoover, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Emrys Jasquith, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for Latin American and Caribbean studies. Mark Jeffrey Kinsey. Holland Michael Crail. Richard Hunter Law. Stephanie A. Lee. Hillary Lentz, cum laude. Alexander John Longworth. Jacob Daines Lott. Jacob's diploma is being presented by his father, Professor Brett Lott. Seth Edward McElrath. Andrew Malden. Johanna Mellis. Eric Monson. Josh Sandifer. Rebecca Lynn Schultz, cum laude. Kristen Marie Siestad. Casey O. Shields. Christopher Sibben. Philip Mark Spackman, Taylor J. Thomas, Dane Utter, Jermaine Lindsay Von Hannigan, Christopher Raymond Wade, Robert Asher Watson, magna cum laude, Evelyn Wilkinson, Jared C. Williams, Paul Lawrence Aquino, cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in philosophy, joining us will be Dr. Glenn Lesses, chair of the department. Samantha L. Davies also meets requirements for English. Amanda V. Jensen, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Corey Kinney. Martin A. Kintner also meets requirements for political science. Andrew Edward Meyer. Michelle Elise Matthews. Brooklyn Norman. Alfred M. Peeler III, cum laude, also meets requirements for history. Sean Robinson, cum laude, also meets requirements for arts management and for the Honors College. Sean's diploma is being presented by Frank Gadsden, member of the College of Charleston Board of Trustees. Christopher E. Snyder, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for English and the Honors College. Andre Paul Tomaszek. For the bachelor's degree in political science, joining us will be Dr. Lynn Ford, chair of the department. Caroline Allen. Chainer Suleiman Ba. Chanor's diploma is being presented by his father, Dr. Alpha Ba. Leah Bamberger. Charles Andrew Barrett III. Danielle S. Batchley, magna cum laude. Lad Bayless. Michael J. Bird. Natalie S. Bogle, cum laude. Marianne Doris Brennan, magna cum laude. Tira Lee Bush. Janice Caldwell. Stephen Cange. Lindsay Elise Carroll, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for German. John Kenneth Chandler. Stephanie K. Christensen, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Molly F. Coffey also meets requirements for communication. Brian J. Cole. Patricia Rosa Congdon. Brendan P. Connick. Emily Isabel Corial. Andrew Dana. Casey Lewis Davidson also meets requirements for communication. Jared DeBoer, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Emily Collins de Menosal. Chris Michael Diaz. Elizabeth G. Donahue also meets requirements for the Honors College. Samuel Robert Duncan also meets requirements for Latin American and Caribbean Studies. Jack Durham. Vanessa Ann During. Mary B. Edmonds, cum laude. Michael Ryan Erickson. Jason Field, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. David Bartlett Fleming. Matthew J. Flood. Claire Allen Floor. Pamela Christine Froese. Joseph Miller Fronenberg III. Kenyatta Gardner, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Lindsay Taylor Goring, cum laude, also meets requirements for Spanish. Marinda Suzanne Goltz. Kenneth George Good, Jr. Jeremy Edward Gowen. Angus Hoger Guthrie. Charles Robert Haggard. John L. Hallman, cum laude. Jason Hanf. Angela Marie Hanyak. Mary Lee Hudson. Sarah Marie Harvey, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Francis Clifton Hutto. Daniel Joseph Impagliatelli. Jack T. Johnson. Jennifer G. Jones, magna cum laude. Ian Joyce. Samuel Kakavitsis, summa cum laude. Erin E. Key, cum laude. Kristen Kelly, cum laude. Kristen Marie Kitty. Brianna Kurtz. Charles Gary Lampley. Elizabeth R. Lawrence. Jennifer Suzanne Lemankowitz. Jacob A. Lieberman. Brendan Danielle Lloyd. Rebecca Louise Lockhart. Joanna B. Long. Christopher McCann. American. Masatron. Nelson C. Maddox. Valerie Modeskiel. James Radwin McKinnon. Margaret LaBruce McLean. Patrick S. McWilliams. Anthony J. Meelan, summa cum laude. Bradley Morris. Jacqueline Alexandra Mullen. Courtney L. Mullinax. Daniel Navarro. Grant W. Newcomb. Philip T. Paradise also meets requirements for historic preservation and community planning and urban studies. Nicholas J. Penna. Austin C. Pittman. Jarrett W. Pitts. Jesse Pruitt. Frederick Elliott Quinn also meets requirements for philosophy. Sean Quinn. W. Stephen Thayer. Brady Allen Quirk Garvin. Catherine Ann Renahan. Josephine Merle Rex also meets requirements for psychology. Catherine L. Rogers, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Philip G. Saculo. Kristen Elizabeth Schumi, magna cum laude, also meets requirement for history and the requirements for the Honors College. Mary Shaughnessy. Ashley Sinclair, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for Spanish. Samuel Spence also meets requirements for historic preservation and community planning. Megan Strickland, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Angela Faith Sumner. Stanley Sutton. Shay Simone Tillman. Catherine C. Tumbleston. Lieutenant Christopher Paul Walker, cum laude. Christine N. Walsh. Robert Scott Walton also meets requirements for history. Laura Joanne Ward. William Q. Willis. Nurin A. Willis. Sean M. Wilson. Elizabeth K. Wingfield. Mark B. Winston. For the bachelor's degree in psychology, joining us will be Dr. Charles Kaiser, chair of the department. Alessandra Baker. Martha Stewart Barber, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Freddie Bellamy. Ashley Bennett. Brian D. Bismarck, cum laude. Corey R. Blissett. Jonathan Daniel Brewer. Jordan Lee Brown, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Megan I. Burgess. Ashley E. Burke. Nicholas Joseph Butcher. Elizabeth Burge, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Allison Lee Cadell. Janine Cafaro. Ricardo Cantu. Nicole Ann Cafargno. Jessica L. Casey. Stephen Scott Christmas. Logan Clare. Courtney Elizabeth Clark. Catherine McLaurin Cleary, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for English and requirements for the Honors College. Sarah C. Clyde, cum laude. Shelley Christina Coleman. Colleen Elaine Cook. Sarah Margaret Coulter, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Gabriel B. Cox. Andrew C. DeCamp. Catherine Lynn DeFino, cum laude. Jessica L. Dennis, also meets requirements for art history. Kelsey Bogan Devon. Rosanna Doyle, cum laude, also meets requirements for political science. Jamila Edwards. Sarah Stevenson Evans. Lindsay C. Fairfax.
I gave her.
James Garrett Fleming. Samantha Friedenberg, cum laude. Hunter Giles. Patricia G. Godbold. Adrian Michael Gomez. Amanda Nicole Goodman. Carolyn Ray Guagenti also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Catherine E. Haskell. Jared Hidley. Heather Elise Holshoe. Dakota R. Jacobs, cum laude. Darby Susanna Haroon Jarrett. Lindsay Margaret Kane, cum laude. Rebecca Kaplan. Blair Kyle. Jessica Lee Kirk. Brent E. Lacey. Robert H. Lamberson. Scott R. Lawrence. Alexander Letke. Sarah Faye Lookabill. Leslie Lucky. Patricia Michelle Manny. Anna Evangeline Marcella. Anna's diploma is being presented by her father, Dr. Mike Marcel. Leanne Marcatuli, top honors. Brooks McClellan. Jessica P. McGee. Matthew C. McGee. Keely Lauren McKelvey, magna cum laude. Cullen B. McWhite. Ashley A. Miller. Zachary David Moden. Catherine Ann Mucklow. Kylie Elizabeth Dangerfield. Carrie A. Mundo. Crystal Alexandria Murray. Elise A. Lanier Myers. Rebecca Lynn Nace. Constance L. Nestor. Marco Nicholas, Business Administration and cum laude. Kristen V. Nichols. Chelsea Nielsen. Hadley Rebecca Northern. Patrick Norton. Ruth R. Nunn, summa cum laude. Jessica O'Keefe. Gabriella O'Ken. Kathleen S. Parker, cum laude. David S. Parks, summa cum laude. Anna E. Parsons, cum laude. Paul Pavlich. Mary Margaret Pierce. Mary Ashley Pemberton, Shannon Elizabeth Phillips, Kevin M. Price, Megan Ann Protasi, cum laude, Meredith Gray Provost, Nakedra Ashley Prudet, cum laude. Noelle Newsom Radcliffe, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Margaret Frances Rainka, Anna Marie Roseo, Brandy Nicole Revels, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Michael Ryan Routson, Alexandra W. Russ, magna cum laude. Karen Dawn Sangtian, summa cum laude. Marie Casey Shields, Danielle Lynn Smith, Mallory Lynn Smith, Michael Ryan Smith, Tony Marcellus Smith Jr., Lisa Ann Solinger, Kendall E. Spillman, also meets requirements for English. Megan E. Stouch, Eric Sullivan, Catherine Tarver, Elizabeth G. Taylor, Tracy Taylor, Ashley Michelle Thomas, Emily C. Thomas, Christy C. Traynor, Paul Traynor, Daniela Maria Uritia, Allison Drew Vrooman, cum laude. Timothy Dugan Walsh. Kaylee Walters, also meets requirements for communication. Amanda G. Watson. Noreen Lasserre Watson, cum laude. Megan Petra Wheeler, cum laude, also meets requirements for Spanish. Denny L. White, cum laude. Amanda Christine Wilk. Thomas R. White. For the bachelor's degree in religious studies, joining us will be Dr. Lee Irwin, chair of the department. Ethan Aaron Dickey. Julian Fowler. Jared Jones. Michelle L. Kerwick, also meets requirements for English. Austin Lassiter. John G. Roach, also meets requirements for sociology. Melanie Schultz, cum laude. Rennie Wilcher, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for art history. For the bachelor's degree in sociology, joining us will be Dr. Maureen Hayes, chair of the department. Tiffany Blum. Dream Noel Chilpalm. Christina Danielle Cubitt. Kayla Lee Edwards. Cecilia Marie Forsyth. Brittany Gail Giberson, cum laude, also meets requirements for Spanish. Ricky Renee Harris, summa cum laude. Courtney Kestrel Hood. Jordan Bell Hoover Dempsey also meets requirements for secondary education. Kimberly Holton Amity. Jennifer L. Jaggers. Brittany L. Keller. Meredith Ann Kelly, cum laude. Lindsay Megan Kopp. Sean Thomas Liebernight, magna cum laude. Scott Ryan Mann. Abby Goodman May. Christina Dawn McCreary. Melinda Ann McQuinn, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for psychology. Andrea Rawlinson, cum laude. Ronald David Sayer. Jessica Sandler. Paige M. Schultz. Brooke Lee Sheeran. Monica Ray St. Anne. Shannon M. Thompson. Ann K. Wolf. Jessica Leanna Wager. Casey Lee Wilson. For the bachelor's degree in urban studies, joining us will be Dr. George Hopkins, director of the program. David D. Reamer. Madeline Fisher. Marisa Imado. Thomas E. Skwierawski, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for political science. Assisting with the graduates from the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs will be Dean David Cohen. And for the bachelor's degree in classics, joining us will be Dr. Darrell Phillips, chair of the department. Amanda Lauren Davis, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for anthropology. James Patrick Duncan, cum laude. Jennifer A. Fox. Kathleen Patricia Gilbert. Harrison Andrew Hunt. Neva Thornley Minor. Kathleen Carol Rogers, top honors, also meets requirements for English and requirements for the Honors College. Susan L. Wolf. For the bachelor's degree in French, joining us will be Dr. Godwin Uwa, chair of the department. Konimba Diarra. Thomas Andrew Epstein also meets requirements for international business. Jessica A. Farrell, cum laude. Patrick Sinclair Gaisley. Tristan E. Hill, magna cum laude. Susan Ashley Humphreys also meets requirements for psychology. Alexander C. Creter. Mary Tyler Minus, all top honors, also meets requirements for international business. Sarah Christine Nelson also meets requirements for international business. Shannon Elisa Renzulli, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Ricardo Saint-Sorin. Valerie Marie Soup, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for marine biology and the requirements for the Honors College. Emily Parker Troutman. Eleanor Vino. Krista Marie Williams, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education and requirements for the Honors College. Alexandra Keller-Wisnowski. For the bachelor's degree in German, joining us will be Dr. Nancy Neno, chair of the department. Megan Fekak, cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in Hispanic Studies, joining us will be Dr. Joseph R. Wires, chair of the department. Scott Adams. Maria Barreiro. Lauren Beltran. Fiorella Brittingham also meets requirements for secondary education. Christiane Monique Camarillo, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education. Adam Bailey Campbell. Callie Grace Carpenter also meets requirements for international business. Hayne Clifton. Emily Heath Connor, summa cum laude. Cullen Conrad Cook, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Stefania Drasba also meets requirements for Latin American and Caribbean studies. Stephanie Madeline Favel, magna cum laude. Laura A. Davis also meets requirements for secondary education. Nikki Lynn Howell, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education. Allison R. Rowe. Hallie Jane Ritsu, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for political science and completed the requirements for the Honors College. Elizabeth Graham Ellis. Cody B. Mann IV also meets requirements for international business. Allison Mercier also meets requirements for international business. Rachel Nemeth also meets requirements for art history. Ryan Morris. Jennifer Christine Morrison also meets requirements for international business. Daniel Wade Jones. Jennifer Lynn Patey, cum laude. Courtney Sears. Christopher Abel Silva. Whitney Smith also meets requirements for communication. Lacey Deanna Spruill also meets requirements for political science. Aubrey M. Straub, cum laude, also meets requirements for communication and for the Honors College. Sarah Straub, cum laude, also meets requirements for history and political science and for the Honors College. Lauren E. Tanner also meets requirements for communication. Jenny C. Treadway. Jessica Jordan Vernon also meets requirements for communication. Fletcher Scott Wheaton. Emily M. White. For the bachelor's degree in Latin American and Caribbean Studies, joining us will be Dr. Douglas S. Friedman, Director of the program. Hillary Brooke Nichols, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for political science and meets the requirements for the Honors College.
Now that's just the first part. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees please rise? By the authority vested in me by the state of South Carolina and the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston, I now confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science as earned, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations. And please be seated. Yes, you can all sit down now. A few more little stages to go. All right. Next, the Artium Baccalaureatus degrees will be awarded, the AB degree. The AB degree in Classics requires significant coursework in both Greek and Latin. Other AB majors require significant coursework in Greek or Latin. The College of Charleston has awarded this degree for more than 2 centuries. That grand tradition continues today. Will the following students please stand? Sarah Clyde, psychology major. James Patrick Duncan, classics major. Andy Hunt, classics major. Christina Marie Lavergne, English major. Thornley Minor, classics major. Kathleen Carol Rogers, classics major. Kaylee Rogers, political science major. And Susan L. Wolf, classics major. Curatoribus, auctoritatem tribuentibus, os juvenes in humanioribus literis, praeclare eruditos ad gradum artium, baccalaureatus admissi. Congratulations. You may be seated. Graduates, we are delighted with the value you have added to the College of Charleston during your time with us. I wish each of you a long and productive career, and I offer you congratulations on a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the College of Charleston class of 2008.